I'm here outside the Killian Annex, which until recently housed the One Stop Student Service Center. Several other offices have moved out of the building as well, including financial aid and scholarships. Now, where the One Stop used to be is the Student Accounts Suite. We wanted to find out how students feel about this transition. Coach Gentry shows his love for the football team year after year, but it's a love at home that brings the most meaningful victories. And for another season, Coach Gentry will lead his team to victory with Kelly by his side. Ruth Dahl reporting. We're here in Haywood County, where the search continues for a missing man who has been missing for 3 days. Over 120 people are invested in the search, which ranges over 7 miles bordering national park land. The National Park Service and local emergency services urge locals to check their property and their outbuildings, as the man may have been seeking shelter in one of these areas. And the search will continue bright and early at 7 a.m. Reporting from Maggie Valley, Ruth Dahl. Visitors to home base this evening are enjoying some delicious homemade chili, and the competition is tough to see who's going to come out on top, but the proceeds are going to a good cause. Home base at Western Carolina University offers support for students in the form of food, clothing, and companionship. And the need is great. Over 250 students on campus don't have homes away from college.
Well, the students that we serve predominantly come out of group homes, foster care. Some of our students are homeless. We have 2 students living in a car, 1 living in a tent.
Jim Dean, the director of the organization, says when he was starting up home base, he wanted students to define the program and what it would offer.
Yeah, that was funny. When we first came in and we were putting the building together, I looked at my students and I said, what is it that you want this building to look like? And they looked at me and unanimously they said, we want this building to look like home.
And home it is. Students can pick up toiletries, clothing, come by to shower, do laundry, work on homework, or just relax and watch TV. Home base even provides emergency housing for students who have nowhere else to go. With 16% of people in Jackson County facing hunger and food insecurity, the number of students using this resource is expected to rise. Corey Valancourt has been researching the hunger crisis and homelessness situation in Western North Carolina for years, and he says resources like home base are essential.
It's important that people have access to these resources because it may mean literally the difference between life and death in some cases, and it also could mean the difference between success and failure.
And Frank Taylor with Carolina Public Press agrees.
So institutions that can help on the front line, like this one, they make a real difference. On the one hand, I could look at it callously and say, well, that's just a Band-Aid. But you got to stop the bleeding.
One thing's for sure, Jim Dean and Homebase will continue to work hard to make sure students have the support they need. I'm here at the Fresh Market parking lot on Merriman Avenue that has been flooding nearly every time it rains. Puddles and sediment still cover a large part of the parking lot at 1010 Merriman Avenue, where Saturday's rain caused yet another round of flooding. Merchants here say this time the water didn't quite make it into the stores, but after recent flooding that did, it was too close for comfort.
It's definitely hurt our business. It's slowed down our business.
Casey First at Wild Birds Unlimited says the flooding has created an environment where local business owners are just hoping it doesn't rain. Brian Lane, manager of 828 Pizzeria, agrees, expressing his frustration at the loss of business.
It's a full day gone. Employees, waitresses are losing money out of their pocket. We're losing money out of our pocket.
Lane believes that the flooding is due to the giant sinkhole that opened up nearby, saying that recent flooding has been the worst he's ever seen it in his 11 years at this location.
I understand it's a problem that's trying to be fixed, but obviously people can understand our frustration at this point. I think the city really needs to step in and do something about it.
In an earlier report, we told you that the city of Asheville was going to start fining the property owner of the sinkhole up to $5,000 a day if it was not cleaned up by Friday. The representative for that property owner said that was an impossible deadline to meet while working on a permanent fix to eliminate the flood problem.